The next structural element we'll look at is that of rhythm. Rhythm is a pretty exciting element, as a matter of fact. Musicians spend lots of time worrying about rhythm, playing with rhythm, having a good time with rhythm. But what is it? Rhythm deals with the duration of sound versus silence, when things start and when they stop. Rhythm becomes a pattern of stresses and weaknesses, of starts and stops. All of these patterns put together make up the elements of rhythm. So exactly how does this work? Well, musical works often rely on a constant sense of duration or stress that we will call a pulse. Musical work uses a strong sense of pulse. In fact, some works try and avoid any sense of regular pulse or beat, as for example, this example of Gregorian chant.
Gloria in excelsis Deo.
However, lots of Western music does, in fact, rely on a sense of pulse, and that sense of pulse is actually organized into groupings of strong and weak pulses. We call this meter. The way meter is cataloged is the pattern of how many beats are in each grouping. The first example we'll show you is of duple meter, where there is a strong pulse followed by a weak pulse. The next kind of meter deals with 3 pulses, and so it's going to be a triple meter. The first pulse is strong. The other 2 pulses are relatively weak. Example of some of the most common meters that we have in Western music anyway, is that of quadruple meter. So there are indeed 4 pulses in this pattern. The first is the strongest, the second is weak, the third is kind of strong, and the fourth one's definitely weak. That's not all. Every pulse within a meter can also have smaller layers of stress and release within it. Musicians call these subdivisions. Let me show you how this works. First, we'll get a pulse going. Bounce, catch, bounce, catch. That's the beat. There are 2 beats going on here. Inside the beats, if we have subdivisions that are in groups of 2, this meter is called simple. If inside the meter there are groups of pulses in 3, then that becomes a compound meter. Examples here. See if you can tell, well, we'll tell you, but see if you can tell anyway, whether the subdivisions are simple or compound. Here's the first example, which is a rhythmic chant.
1, 3. 3, 2.
2, 4. There are 3 beats here, so this is a triple meter, but the subdivisions are in groups of 2. So it's a simple meter. This is an example of triple simple.
3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3
that is a different kind of subdivision, and that's a song. Ready? An old ostrich went hiking on a mountain so high, when along came a grizzly bear, interrupted his cry. So he went, ole-yakety, ole-yakety, grr, grr, ole-yakety, ole-yakety, grr, grr, ole-yakety, ole-yakety, grr, grr, ole-yakety, oh. Well, what do you think? That meter was with 2 beats, 2 big beats in it, so it was an example of a duple meter, and the subdivisions, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, there were 3 subdivisions, so this is an example of a duple compound meter. Well, that pretty much sums up the important elements of rhythm, and hopefully as you listen to pieces in this course, you will discern those elements and use them when you're writing about your analysis of different works. So, without anything else to say about rhythm, I guess we'll turn it over to you.